My name is Oren Jerrick. I'm the founder leader for Meeting Emotional and Social Needs Holistically, MESH, which is a newly formed human rights organization. At the end of this training session, I'm expecting that each organization would have a better understanding as to the service they provide. We'll have a better networking system, and we will work more in what I would say unison, because sometimes we have two organizations providing the same service, and we do not realize that till we go into that organization and know that we're providing the same. So by networking, we know exactly what each organization is providing.
Carol Hodge, I'm representing ART. What I hope to gain from today's workshop is building partnerships so that together all the different organizations that work towards helping persons with HIV/AIDS and building capacity among each organization, so that each organization can work together to sort of build awareness and education about HIV/AIDS in Antigua Barbuda.
Hello, my name is Alverna Ennis, and I am the monitor representing the Population Services International, that's PSIC. C stands for the Caribbean. My organization here work with youths and also persons from the vulnerable community, especially the sex workers. My expectation here for this meeting is to ensure that I grab the knowledge of what other agencies, what they are doing. And in doing so, we would be able to network. Because on many occasions, we do not know exactly what others are doing, and we may be providing the very service. For me, that not only would kind of confuse the same population that we serve, but we are also, let us say, for the want of a better word, we're also not utilizing the resources properly. And on many occasions, we find also that the population that we think we are serving, they are not receiving the services properly. We know for a fact that as agencies, we must network, and as we network, we would also refer persons to the needed agency so that they can receive the proper services that they so require.
Hi, good morning. My name is Amara Henry. I'm representing today the Awareness, Care and Education Networking. And I do, even though I'm here representing that organization, the other organization that I stand on behalf of, I'm expecting today to get as much as possible from this meeting, and whereas I too can give my input or contribute, hoping to do the best that I can in whatever part that I'm called upon to do, or whatever I see fit in volunteering, giving my assistance. And I hope all of us as one organization could come together as different organizations as one for the betterment of our aims, goals and our purposes. Thank you.
So we have some suggestions on the table as a way forward. One is reactivate the Red Ribbon Organization, Foundation, Coalition. The second is to, it's more than reactivate, but put in place this proposal that we had for the NGO Coalition. Right? Those are two national NGO. Those are two options on the table.
I'm sorry. I missed the second one.
The second was either, I think it's either or, it can't be both. One is through the reactivate the Red Ribbon Coalition, or two, proposal for the National NGO Alliance, is that what it's called? So those are two opportunities, two ways forward of doing collectively what we can do. Well, let me just tell you the model that's happening in Jamaica and in Guyana. It is a coalition, so you're not forming a new organization, right? It's a coalition And basically, the groups have decided, listen, we can't agree on everything. We will never agree on everything, right? I might not like the population we work with. I might not like your thrust, but there are some things we can agree on. In fact, there are many things we can agree on. Let us work on those things. And so, in Jamaica, there's a huge advocacy piece, huge. And they have gone in support of each other on several different advocacy issues. Supportive.
I'm proposing that we have a national NGO coalition. How it will operate, who will be the primary persons, what will be their roles. Is it necessary for us now to set up an interim management team to at least put a plan of action into place, and then we have another strategic meeting? Those are options that we need to look at.
I think, but we had a logo thing, you know, and we had a mission statement. So I think we should go with that, mainly because it has a history. And if we do have to go, for example, when it's the cabinet or some other entity, they already heard about us, and they know that we already pushed something forward, so we can, you know, move forward with that.
How are we going to set it up? Chair, co-chair, secretary, PRO? Any other positions?
Organization has still an investment in the post, in the position. So if you are from, you know, one of the organizations and you are the co-chair, it means that if the person leaves the organization, still want somebody to the chair, to the co-chair, if they can. If not, they say, well, at this stage we have to pull out and allow the organization to be the co-chair.
Next step. Co-chairs. How many co-chairs should we have? Mr. McKnight, I will ask for your
I advise in the other dispensations we have 2. And we've tried for gender balance for it to be if it's individuals, to be a man and a woman. If it's individuals. If it's organizations, you can't. You know? But remember now, the idea of the co-chairs is that both have responsibility for the organization. It can't be that one person is asleep and one is awake. Both collaborate to make the organization, to do the work. Should we do ballots? Let's do ballots. Written ballots. Is that okay?
Just raise and be smart enough to come.
Huh? What do you want to do? Your name, hands, showing hands? That's what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go for, I'm opening the floor for nominations for the position of co-chairs. And if you are nominated, please say yes or no to make it to the nomination slate. We don't want somebody to be nominated and then they don't come down to the voting. They say, no, I don't want to. So I open the floor. Co-chairs. The position of co-chair.
For co-chair, I would like to nominate Eleanor. That's why I was saying block, because I was nominated Eleanor and Alexander.
Eleanor nominated.
By
Accepted. Accepted. Seconded by? Seconded by? I can't remember the names. Alright. Any other nominations for co-chair?
I think that it be
I
closed.
beg that your motion and nomination be closed.
And I second that. So since we
Okay, so the nomination is for the group. What's the name of the group?
True Colors.
True Colors.
True Colors.
To be the secretary treasurer. That's one nomination. Is that seconded by anybody else? Seconded by Orin.
So just to add that, as a part of the Red Ribbon Coalition that was formed way back in 2009, many of the organizations here in the country were already part of it. I mean, there was 3H, there was Disability, there was War, of course, was there, even Nurses Group. I mean, there were quite a few organizations that were already a part of that. So we're hoping that will be, you know, liaising with them and hoping that they'll say to us, yes, they want to continue to be a part of that, and then look at other organizations that have become new since then, who new organizations who would love to join us. But I just want to say that, you know, for example, I know 3H was a part of it, Roche was a part of it, and other organizations in the past.
What we have on paper, I am sure we will put into practice, because these are persons who've been in work already. I know we're going to have some formal battles, because 1, 2, 3. We're very headstrong, but we have been able to work through our challenges and issues before. So with the help from everybody else. And so I suggest our next move is that we have a press release by this evening, which will be sent to all of the persons here for viewing and agreement, and then we send it.
I think we start on the right foot. We have a very strong executive in terms of the co-chair and the PR individual, but the secretary, you just have to do what you're told to do. And I think we already started out on the right footing in that the media is going to be informed as of the meeting today. And as an individual, I think we need to also encourage other persons to be part of it. And for those individuals, for the persons who are represented here, representation from the various organizations, for them to go back to their organizations and let them know exactly what has transpired, and for us to all get on board and stop making our work turf issues. We all serve the same population, maybe differently, but it's for the same cause. And as I said before, I'm positive we may have hidden resources of which we can share around. Together we can move forward.
We fight too much among ourselves, lack of communication. I don't tell you, everybody else forward information. And we have each other's information, but we're not forwarding information to each other. You know, that oneness, that closeness, we might not like each other, say, and be in agreement with all things. But the main point is the right, the truth, the honesty of the matter. And we're all working for the same one goal, the same set of people, because whether it's MSN or women have sex with men, bisexual, straight, gay, how we look at it, they're all infected and affected with HIV and AIDS. So it's the same topic we all have in, same goal. So I believe a lot of the infightings should stop, and we should work as a team and not as an individual, as a team. Teamwork that counts.
We are persons with passion. We have energy, and I would say it is time to let our energies combine, and at the end we would be more than successful with what we're about to do if we work more in unison. It's time for information sharing, it's time for the unity, and it's time to collaborate with our regional bodies to know exactly what they are doing. So when we have situations, we can easily send a mail to them and have them, if we're doing a petition, they sign on to that petition because they know exactly what we're doing on island. They won't be like, where that organization came from, I don't know about them. So it's time for the unity. Let the work begin. Thank you.
It's a fairly new group, but as this one say, we are a group. We are a force to reckon with, and I'm going to pledge to anything that this group is going to be doing, not only as a group but as an individual. I'm going to pledge my support, and this is a good thing. I see this as a good thing going on, because we need to change things that are going to affect us negatively. The first thing we have to remember, we serve society, and we need to have the perfect tools to serve society. You know, I mean, we got to get it together in order to serve them the best way that we can.
I think as civil society, especially those of us who sit on the NSA, have been really trying to make sure that all civil society could come together and really tackle some of the serious issues that civil society needs to tackle, to pull up government where necessary, to call on those with responsibility to hold them at stake for commitments or pledges that have been made to members of civil society, the persons we work with. And yes, those pledges and commitments are not withheld, but because of our civil society, as you rightly say, because of the weakness of it, there is no such action. So
I am looking forward to see us working with dynamite to make sure that we get things, have to be very proactive, not just sit and not just have it on the paper in black and white, but make sure that we get out there and let our voices be heard, that at the end of the day, we can say that the meeting wasn't one of those regular meetings where persons come, we all get hyped and heated and we exchange ideas, and then after that nothing happened. Make sure that something happened, and not only for when Global Fund returned, but to ensure that within country we could start the proper networking, advocacy, and the necessary tools to put in place to make sure that civil society is seen out there within our society. That persons know when you talk about civil society, we in Antigua, we have one, and it is doing something, it is active.
Show them our true colors.
Thank you very much.
My name is Craig Guittard. I'm representing ART. How I feel about the meeting today, I think that the meeting was very good. It was a very productive one whereby members of civil society came together and we were able to lay the foundation for some of the issues that we face and how we could work together to ensure that civil society voice can be heard on a number of issues affecting the populations that we work with, and to plan the way forward so that we can have a stronger civil society here in Antigua Barbuda. I was elected as PRO to the post for our civil society.
My name is Orin from Meeting Emotional and Social Need Holistically, MESH. And based on what we have been discussing today, I see from the various organizations, participants had a very high energy. They are willing to work with collaborate with each other, share more information about what is happening in not just their organization but in the community that they serve. And with that, I can see we working more with, or work with in unison, which is very important for our work with the various populations that we serve.